you for coming on my show, James.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Appreciate
very welcome. You've done a lot of projects in the past. Like we can start off with you done with Shame on My Name. You played Aegon. List goes on. It's about a teenager who goes meet his father, uh, girl, and then girlfriend, of course, and something goes terribly wrong. Um,
it. Always does, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying briefly, and then of course you did Shadow on the Bone, which is on Netflix. You were on
Yeah,
the episode. Congratulations on that as well. That came out in 2021. And
thank you.
you were on Bluff 2022. You played London police, not you, but a London police officer goes undercover. And you played Collins, and then of course 2020, and then 2022 still you played Exiled, and then of course you played Kato in that one, and then you played Rupture. That one is about man who recently go to prison and wrongfully, um, and he was trying to figure out who put him in the prison, and of course you did another role as well. So where should we start off? You've done a lot. Goes on and
Yes,
on
so.
and on. So let's talk about the one that's on Netflix right now,
Uh-huh.
Shadow in the Bone. And I know you were only in one episode, but still,
Yeah.
where was it filmed at? And what can you tell the audience the story about it? What's the story about?
Well, the story of Shadow and Bone is about a very dark prince, if you like, um, who falls for this girl with, I guess, magical powers, if you for a better word. And he's kind of the dark side. She's kind of the light side, and it instigates kind of like a battle between a bunch of different people. It's almost from my point of view, it's kind of like a magical version of Star Wars, if you like.
Mhm.
um, and then my character comes in as the archivist who runs this big archive of magical books, and it's got the blueprints to the city and all the secret hideouts and everything else. And you get these guys that come up, and they're trying to fight against this dark prince,
Mhm.
and the only way they can bring him down is by doing certain things, which I don't want to go into for those who've not seen it yet. um, so they break into my archives, obviously, to get the all this information to bring down the Dark Prince. And it's that's kind of how the story goes. It's basically a good versus evil type of thing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I've
And
seen most of
yeah,
it.
we filmed it in Budapest.
Mhm.
Budapest, beautiful city, absolutely beautiful place. The history and the sites and the people. Um, you, you just can't. It's immeasurably beautiful place to go, and it's a place I recommend. You know, if you get the chance to go there, please do. You
I
will.
need to
You'll
go visit. I
be
definitely
amazed.
do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in 2019, we're gonna go back a little bit in the history. Uh,
Uh huh.
you know, you were in Shame My Name, and you played
Uh
on. And what can you tell the audience brief about that film or short?
huh. Okay. Well, Show My Name is a story about a father whose daughter decides to introduce himself to the daughter's dad, my character Aegon.
Hmm.
Um, and Aegon, like many fathers, I guess, when they meet their daughter's other half, is not very impressed. The thing is with Aegon, he's got a darker side to him. So
Hmm.
it's not just the um, ability to question and intimidate his girlfriend, his daughter's boyfriend. He's got a very dark side to him, which when people get to see, if they've not already seen it, will see at the end of the film what the consequences for of his daughter's actions were with the boy.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a very tense, short, dark story. And it kind of throws people, I think. When it went to the Midlands Movie Awards, they said it was one of those films that you could watch over and over again and still be
Hmm.
shocked by how the ending turns out to be. So yeah, it's a good film to do.
Amazing. And of course, you are in Blah, and
Uh-huh.
there was a London police officer goes undercover.
Uh-huh.
That was filmed in London, am I correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the um, the film is supposed to be based across, I think, three cities. So you got Birmingham, London, and Manchester, and um, I'm Superintendent Collins, who's in charge of this rookie cop.
Hmm.
And this rookie cop always seems to be getting himself into trouble. So my character comes up with a plan put this undercover, to put this rookie cop undercover
Hmm.
because no one's going to suspect um, anything that he does because as far as the rest of the force is concerned, he's kicked out. So I put him undercover, and then it's about the tale of how this rookie cop then um, crosses the line between being a cop and being a drug lord, if you like. And his vision becomes blurry with that, and then he gets himself into situations that he shouldn't have done. And my character, apart from being his superior, is kind of like a father figure to him.
Hmm.
So he's trying to protect him all the way throughout the film. And Danny, who's the undercover cop, is kind of like, no, he's going to do things his way. And it's a real good tense drama on the drugs and the underworld. I think it's tends to lend itself to more realism
Right.
than anything else. There's some scenes in there which are quite shocking, like with Jason Timpton's character of Cooks,
Hmm.
who's the junkie in the film, and the thing with Cooks, with Jason's character Cooks, is that you see a lot of films and you kind of don't have any sympathy for the junkie in there. You just think, oh, that's a guy, and if anything bad happens to him, well, he kind of had it coming to him. But Jason's performance in it was so outstanding, so beautifully crafted that when you watch the film, you actually can't you shed a tear for his character with what happens to him. And I'm just so very proud of what we've done on Bluff, and it's a film that I'd recommend. Even if I wasn't in it, I would recommend people go and see it.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
And of course, it's just all the roles you played was very powerful. It's good.
Thank you.
You know, and of course the Netflix film is out right now. And so that's everything you've done. And like I said, the list goes on and on and on. The list on your I looked up your IMDb on your research about you, and you've done a lot on the roles.
Yeah.
And what age did you decide you want to get into acting?
Well, it kind of started off when I was a little kid. I was 6 years old, and I wanted to be like the superheroes on the TV at the time. And then I actually did start training as a kid. And then as I got
Hmm.
older, my taste changed, and real life kind of took its hold on me. And I ventured off doing other things. And then, what about 12, 13 years ago, a friend of mine kind of persuaded me to come back into it to do this short film. His name is Ranjit S. Marwar. He's one of my closest and bestest friends, and he's a filmmaker that I trust without question. He's a guy that people really should look out for because in a few years' time, this guy's going to be Hollywood without a shadow of a doubt. But sorry, I'm digressing.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
but
And
Ranjit,
also, you're currently in England, right?
yeah,
Okay. Have you ever been to the States?
Yeah, I actually lived there for about 7 months. I was living in Franklin Lakes, which is just outside of New Jersey. So I was living there for about 6 months, and I just used to spend a lot of my time hanging out in New
Mhm.
York and everything else. So I love the
Right.
States, you know. So yeah, it's like a home from home.
No, it's okay. Are you working on any current projects?
We're still finishing off a horror film called Spring Lakes. We've basically finished. Well, we've gone into post now, but there's a couple of things that the scenes that we
Hmm.
still want to do. That's more of a psychological horror. And it was one of the most grueling jobs I've ever done. We were working in -6, -7 temperatures, um, in the woods, in the lakes. You know, it was frozen. I was running around in a t-shirt. It was one of those films that I had to put weight on for. I had to put 2 stone on of weight to make me look like this slightly obese guy who the film director himself, but he's lazy as hell. Just doesn't want to do anything. And the story's about him going to the woods to look for his sister, who turns out to be part of this or kidnapped by this cult. And in that, there was some fantastic actors in that. There, David Lamont, who plays my nemesis, Father Gerald in it.
Hmm.
This guy performance was so outstanding that if he does not receive any awards for this film when it's released, I'm going to eat my hat. Live on air, his performance in that as my nemesis was absolutely beautiful. It was fantastic. I mean, there were moments in that film where I was genuinely scared of him.
Hmm.
I didn't see the actor; I just saw the character, and because he's quite vicious in the film. And then you had people like Rosalind Hicks,
Right.
who plays my mother in the film, and she's such
Hmm.
a class actress that
Hmm.
everyone involved in it, everyone that came in it, all the actors and actresses that were involved with it, shone shone beyond belief. So it's my first time doing a proper horror, if you like. Um, Instead of just playing a horrible character, it's my first time
Right,
doing
right.
proper horror, and it's I think it's pretty amazing what Ranjit and Charmaine, who's his wife and business partner in the film, what they've done, how they came up with the story. Because it's not like a conventional horror. Um, it kind of has elements of a thriller in it, and
Hmm.
then there's
Hmm.
scenes that jump up, and you're like, "What? Where the hell did that come from?" Type of thing. But I'm quite proud of it. It was hard work for me because I had to put on the weight and everything else, and I had to grow my hair really long, and then I had to run around like I was 15 years old again, which which was hard. And diving into the
we
lakes and
wi we
everything else.
wish we were all 15 years old.
Yeah, but it was good. It's a really good film, and I think that's coming out in October this year. I think.
Oh, right. I can't wait. I can't wait
Yeah.
that. That's amazing. You
And
know,
then we got Dig Me No Grave, which is coming out. I don't know when that's coming out. I don't know yet, but that's the story where I play an Inuit
hmm.
whose girlfriend, wife gets killed, and then it's kind of like a revenge movie. And that is starring alongside Warren Nix, another fantastic actor.
Right.
Uh,
It is.
and I just so I've got those two coming out. So it's been, I say, even in the last 6 months, it's been extremely busy. I've not had
I've noticed
time to
that.
sit
You know,
down.
I've been looking at your this is, Instagram.
Uh-huh.
You're like busy constantly. You have posting stories on your Instagram saying, "Okay, I'm doing this project and here's a trailer." And you're like, "Okay."
Uh-huh.
Maybe 3 days later, you're like, "Okay, I'm doing this project." And you're like, "Wait, you're doing two projects
Yeah.
at the same time." Sometimes
Yeah.
even three,
Yeah.
and it's like it's good to keep busy, it's good that you're doing projects and all this, like all the names I listed and right earlier, beginning of the show, all the projects you've done. Especially the Netflix one that's out on, and then the films and everything,
Uh-huh.
the list like Rapture, you done Shame My Name, you've done Shadow of the Bone, that's on, like I said, on Netflix. You played Bluff, you played Exiles, you played, as Kato, you played all these roles. And these are great roles that you played in these films.
Uh-huh.
And it's powerful, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Thank you. Yeah.
you're welcome. The one, not to make anybody mad, the one I like is the one that you did on Netflix that's out right now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's one season still, but still, it took me a while to see. Oh wait, there you are.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I'm quite proud of it.
and it's popular on Netflix. It's like last I looked, and I could be wrong, but it was like the top 10 that people should watch the show. It's like,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and I could be wrong, but again,
Uh-huh.
it's up there, or it's like maybe not the top 10, but some like recommended show to watch, or
Uh-huh.
so.
That's cool.
I started watching it, and it's good. It's powerful. I like those kind of movies or TV shows. Like it's a TV show, but I'm more into that. Like
Yeah.
good guys versus good guys. But it's kind of like it's you're right. It's kind of like Harry Potter, but kind of like Star Wars. That film,
Yeah.
like so.
Yeah, that's because that's my type of thing. I mean, yeah, if I could have a choice, I would do that type of fantasy drama, like
Mhm.
for the rest of my working career.
Are you so you're type of person that's more into like Harry Potter. If you had if you had a role to be in Harry Potter, that's like your
Yeah,
or like
yeah, I would do. Yeah, if J.K. Rowling came out with another one and she said, "There you go, you can pick a role," I wouldn't care what role it was. I'd just be like, "Yes, thank you. I'm straight in there." That would be it. Because
so
it's
if you were in the Harry Potter movie, I know it's over, but if you were in it,
yeah.
what role would wish you had?
Oh, jeez. It's good. Oh my God. Um, there's quite a few. There's quite a few in there.
Would you be on the good side or the bad side?
Oh, I wouldn't be a good guy in it. I definitely wouldn't want to be a good guy in it. See, the thing is with Harry Potter, because it's so well written, and each character, regardless of whether they're good or bad, they're also beautiful and complex, and you can see all the different aspects of each
Hmm.
character, and the joy that they bring, that it wouldn't matter to me, you know even Hermione, I can't even say it properly. Hermione, I
Hermione.
would play, I would play her, but just simply just to be in it. It's such a iconic book
Right,
series.
right, right.
Films have done it
You
so
know,
much
and
justice.
I don't know if you agree, but I think she shouldn't have not end Harry Potter. You just should have kept going and
Yeah,
kept.
keep going, just keep going. You never know, she might come back and
Yeah,
do
but when you
do
when
his
you
kids.
when you end it with Harry kids going on the train and then it's over, you're like, wait a minute, that's
Yeah,
you have to continue
that's
with
not
the
right.
kids.
No, 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 that's not right. Come on, back off the train. We got stories to do.
Right,
Yeah,
you gotta continue, right?
yeah,
Now the
yeah, definitely.
kids. So, but it was a good movie. I like it. So it was amazing. So I definitely it was filmed in England. I think England and I think somewhere else in Europe too. But
Yeah, it was filmed all over the place.
yeah,
It's
but mainly in
yeah,
England.
yeah.
That's really good. You know, if you mind, my mind just went blank. I'm sorry. What is your what do you tell someone who wants to get into acting? What's your advice?
Um, it's quite simple. Make sure that you really love to perform. It's just as simple as that. Because if you don't love to perform and you just want to get into it because of money or fame, um, you're not going to last. It's
Hmm.
simply you're not going to last because this is one of the hardest industries in the world to even try and put a dent in,
And you
let
have to
alone a
get,
crack.
and if you have to get used to auditions too.
Yeah, I mean, you can do 100 auditions in a couple of months and not get nothing,
Very
you know.
true.
And
Mm-hmm.
I've been in it a long time now, and if you look, it's only over the last few years really that I'm starting to pick momentum up. So for anyone who wants to get into it, they better be prepared for the long haul, because some
Right.
people can make that break within 5 years. Some people can take 20, 25 years before anybody goes, oh, we'll like to have you in this. So you've got to have a love for acting. You've got to have a love
Mm-hmm.
for performing, and you've got to be willing to do almost anything. So, you know, do a stage show, even if it's in front of one audience member, do
Right.
a load of homemade movies, if you like. Just pick up a camera and just
Mm-hmm.
decide, get your friends, get your family, put a story together, make a story, and put it
But
out there.
you're right because when you make home movies on your iPhone or your
Uh-huh.
Android or iPad, that's how other people, when you audition and they see your work, they can say, okay, you've been working, you've been practicing, you can
That's it.
memorize in your eyes. And then
Yeah,
that's when they're like, okay, now,
yeah, because you've got to prove yourself. You've got to show that you're willing to work,
right.
to work
That's
for it.
true, 100%.
Uh, write
So,
scripts,
mhm,
even do little 2-minute videos and put yourself up on Instagram doing monologues. It all helps, because someone out there is going to see it and they go, oh, do you fancy auditioning for this? Or even if they don't, you can't get disheartened by it, because what's
right.
that saying? Those who staying for the long haul always succeed, you
Very
know,
true.
and
100%.
that's
I,
it.
I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. Um, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment as being an actor so far?
Um, the ability to tell stories. That's it.
Hmm.
Simple as that. It's to whether it's a short, whether it's a theatre run, whether it's a movie. I get the joy of knowing other people have watched it and have gone out of their everyday lives and zoned into the movie. It's taken them out, into fantasy world for 5 minutes or an hour and a half or whatever it is, and immerse themselves in the
It
story.
brings it brings happiness.
Yeah, that's it. And that is generally my how I feel my accomplishment is. Anytime I do I do a gig or anything like that, and people get to see it, I'm happy, because I'm telling a story, or
Hmm.
I'm part of the story that's being told, and and
Right, right.
and, and that's it. That's all I want to do.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
agree with you. What do you believe is the most challenging aspect of being an actor? So
Um, Sorry, carry on.
go ahead. What do you
Um,
think is the most challenging aspect of being an actor so far?
um, it's having the determination to carry on.
Hmm.
Um, because, like me, I've been fortunate the last couple of years to get work after work after work after work. But there were times where I didn't work. 6 months have gone by and I've not worked, and you have to find some way to make a living.
Right,
And
especially during the pandemic, probably.
especially with the pandemic. I struggled during the pandemic because all I wanted to do was go do a gig, and
Hmm.
nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. So you have to be prepared for moments like that. And I think for any performer, well, I think for anyone in the industry, when they hit periods like that where they're not working, that you kind of lost.
Hmm.
You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or what you feel you're supposed to be doing. Because for me personally, with acting, I feel this is what I was born to do.
Hmm.
Um, and if I'm not doing it, I kind of feel lost. Oh, what am I
Right.
going to do? So
Same here. I was built born to do a talk show if I feel a lot.
yeah, Yeah, because I mean, because it's what gives you purpose, doesn't it? It's you know,
Yes,
and
100%,
um,
100%. You
and when
know,
you're not doing it, you kind of feel a little bit deflated and that. So
right.
I think that's
You
the
feel like
hardest thing.
something, how do you call it? You feel like something, I can't find the right word, but you feel like something's missing.
Missing, yeah,
Like I shouldn't say missing, but yeah,
yeah, but it's true. It's true because
it
it's
is
exactly
true.
it, isn't it? You know, so
Um,
that's why I try and keep myself busy, even if I'm in
mhm.
front of my own computer and I'm writing a script, even if it's a 2 minute script, and I go, kids, come on, we're going to do a little scene, you know, and they're like, oh god, you know, but it's something I love doing.
But you
So
know, it's something to entertain.
yeah, that's it. You just
It
because
is true.
that's the whole point of it. At the end of the day, you just want to entertain,
Hmm.
but you want to make a difference in people's lives, and that's it.
You know, we are here to tell people stories. It goes from talk show, it goes from
Hmm.
actors, and it goes from singers and
Yeah,
producers and directors. We are here to tell people stories. If
that's it.
we're not around to tell people stories, then who's going to tell their story?
Yeah, that's it.
So that's
You
where,
know, I seriously believe that the storytelling process, regardless of what medium you're in, um, is part of our evolution. You know,
hmm
we cannot grow without stories. You know, and we're the only species on the planet that has the ability to tell stories. You know, to set the imagination on fire, and you know, with telling stories. This is how people like Albert Einstein came up with the theory of
hmm
relativity. This is how like Biden became president, if you like. It's because of stories that inspired them
Well, of
to do
course, you
these
know, you
things.
have people that tell stories. We are here to change people's mind. Hopefully,
That's it.
force them, but hopefully change people's mind.
Yeah.
100%. What role, or if any, deeply affected you, perhaps changed you in a permanent manner?
Um, that's a good one. There's a couple of roles that I played. Um, One of them, I played this kitchen porter in
Hmm.
this film that's coming out. It's actually done its Glasgow Film Festival, and I don't know when it's been released at the pictures, but it's called Typist Artist Pirate King, and it's the true story of Audrey Amis, who had some mental health issues, and she goes on this journey with her psychiatrist, both played by the brilliant Monica Doland and Kelly MacDonald. And she goes on this story. And the film was written and directed by Carol Morley. So, you know, a big shout out
Hmm.
to Carol Morley. Here's her badge. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Okay.
So it's a big shout out to Carol for that. And I played the kitchen porter who Monica's character Audrey meets, and because of how she thinks, she says certain things to me that's quite shocking. Um, and it was a poignant moment for me because I was thinking that if this was to happen to someone, say down the road in the calf or the bar or something, they would look at this person as if they were absolutely crazy and even
Hmm.
probably be a little bit frightened of them and judgmental. And my character was kind of like the judgmental type of thing, and and it hit me because I thought if only my character knew what she had gone through and was going through, especially to get to the point of where she is now on her journey to where she was going. Um, would I really have reacted the way I did? Would I have shown sympathy? You know,
Hmm.
and it got me thinking that you know if this was someone that you loved, your attitude would be completely different to if it was a stranger. You know, you'd be like, "Oh, this is my family. This is someone. You know, I've got to take care of them," and you'd be hurt by the comments made by you know someone making a malicious statement, for example. And it hit me, and I thank Carol wholeheartedly for the opportunity to do that because you know as an actor, even though I'm telling part of the story,
Hmm.
so it's beneficial to me because I'm learning from my character. and you're learning from the people around you, because when you do the scene, you see how kind of nasty I am towards Audrey. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Even though she says something rather disgusting to me, um, I still shouldn't have reacted the way I did, and it makes you think about your own responsibilities and your own beliefs and your own things. So that was one of them that hit me. And the other character that hit me, I played um, Pat Garrett in a short film called The Fire, and it was kind of a different perspective on how Pat Garrett came across looking for Billy the Kid. You know, he wasn't just I'm going to hunt down Billy the Kid and put a bullet in his ass and that's it. This guy, my character, was more like a father figure to Billy the Kid, and it kind of made me look how fathers treat their sons. You know, if they kind of gone off the tracks, what would you do as a father if your son was doing this and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
And as a father myself, and at the time my kids were a lot younger than they are now,
Right, right.
um, and it made me think about how do I treat my kids, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, my kids tell me I'm a good dad and everything else, but when I played Pat Garrett, I was kind of like, do I act like this at home? Because you can't really tell yourself, you know, you can't see yourself. It's other people that you know tell you what
Mm-hmm.
you're like. You have an idea, but it's not generally the idea that's seen. So it had me thinking, do I treat my kids better than, you know, better than Pat's treating Billy the Kid, even though he's not
Right.
his dad, he's a father figure to him. And yeah, it kind of made me think a bit more about my own life and things like that. And I love it when roles do that to me. I love it when,
Right,
even
right.
when I play Cato Plasma, and you know, he's a vicious, nasty piece of work. But if you look at how Cato sees the world, Cato is doing things in praise of his God.
Right, right.
You know, he's not doing
Cato.
anything bad. You know, he's not
Mm-hmm.
evil. This is what his God wants. So this is
Right.
what he does. You know, and he makes you think about those type of beliefs as well.
Hmm. You
You
know,
know, so
it
it's
talks
kind of cool.
about the movie you talked about, you know, it talks about how we need to think before we speak to people because that could be our family member.
Yeah,
And that's true. That brings up a good point. You know,
it is. Yeah, because you know, the other thing is, you know, mental health's a very serious issue worldwide, regardless of where you are in the world. And I think that the film type piece Pirate Art is King, because where the titles come from, if you don't mind me telling you, is that Audrey Amis had a passport, and Carol Morley, who wrote and directed the film, actually did a lot of research into Audrey, and she came across a passport, and in the passport back in the day, it used to say what your job title was, and she
hmm
had put down typist artist Pirate King as a the job title. So that's where the title of the film comes from. But back to the mental health, with the film, it highlights a lot of people's perceptions and reactions to
hmm
certain things. I came away from filming there um, a little bit more humble. I always thought I was a good person when it came to mental health and things like this.
And
But
you know, and pardon me, you know, I'm a big mental health activist.
yeah,
I, you know, I personally myself suffer mental health.
uh-huh.
And and I'm not ashamed to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should be.
You know, and I suffer depression. But, you know,
Uh-huh.
I open up because I want people to know you're not alone. You can
Yeah,
talk about it, right?
because people should. You know, there's
That's what
no
my show's this is what my show is about. It,
yeah, there should be no
actors,
shame, no
producers.
stigma, and everything else. Because at the end of the day, we're all flesh and blood, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, we all have our problems. You know, we have our good days, our bad days, and everything. You know,
Yeah.
and everything else, and we should all find it in ourselves to be just a little bit more understanding of other people. You know,
But you know,
um,
but we are here to tell stories. My
that's it.
story. And you,
That's it.
other people out there, we are here to tell people's stories.
Yeah, and that's it. And that is one of the main reasons for for telling the story, because you're getting messages out, and that's
I'm
it.
here to change the world.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. I mean, it sounds vain and everything else, but I'm totally in agreement. I'm here to change the world. That's it.
Right? And let
You know?
people know about me and my show, but also change.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. There's the mountain, and I'm going straight. We're going straight over it, and that's it. We're going to
Yeah,
hit
it's
the peak as it
100%.
comes.
100%. Like I said, I can't wait for more projects you do, this is for you to do.
Thank you.
I did, I'm checking out your page and checking out your films and more upcoming projects you do. I can't wait. But I have to ask, you said you have kids.
Yeah.
Are they also into acting or no?
My son wants to follow in my footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get into a couple of well-known British drama schools. He definitely, because he knows what I've been through, and he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to do it. He wants.
And how does it, if you mind me asking, how does it feel as being a father to have your kids that want to follow your footsteps?
Um,
And
for,
my next question is, do you recommend it as well, or do you just wait and what do you what I'm trying to say is what do you tell other parents who are kind of going through you situation, but maybe not like maybe they're an actor, but
uh-huh.
would you tell them that do you think you just let your kids just approach you or just put them straight into acting?
I think. Well, I'll use what I did with my son as an example. I had a talk with him,
Mm-hmm.
and we spoke about it over a period of a month. I took him to a couple of short films for him to try out. Not with me, with different people. Go and have a go, see how you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he told me, "Dad, this is all I want to do. This is all I want to do." And because he said that to me, and I could see the sincerity in his face and hear it in his voice, I says, "Okay, if this is what you want to do, I'm not going to stop you."
And how
But
did that move you? Did it move you?
yeah, it moved me. It moved me because we spoke about how difficult it was for me when I started and everything else, and then um, you know, I'm an open book with my kids and that, so they know everything about me. Because if I don't tell them, it'll turn up somewhere. Someone will. So they know everything about me. So
Right,
they know the
right.
struggles that I went through. Being an
Mm,
actor and moving on and everything else. And my son said he's willing to do it. He's really willing to
amazing.
do it.
That's
So
awesome.
if I say to any parent, if your child feels that they were born to do something and they have that passion to do it, whether you support them or not, support them, help them with their dream, because you're going to be rewarded in more ways than you can possibly imagine. You know, um,
Amen. Amen.
you're going to be, because that's their life. If you have, when people have the misconception that when they have kids, those kids kind of belong to them. But they don't. They don't. We're all individuals at the end of the day. And one day those kids are going to leave home, fly the nest, and go do their own thing. So if you've got the opportunity to help them live their dream, help them, because it may not be
100%.
for you, but it's definitely for them.
Right.
And then help them along, because that's what a parent is supposed to do. Help their child find the path that they want, and then go yonder into the world, my son, type of thing. And that's it. Go for it. Go for it.
Yes, 100%. Amazing. Well, how's the weather in England before I let you go? I know it rains a lot, like the weather changes.
Oh man, the weather changes. I mean, like last week it was snowing. We had like 3 inches of snow, 4 6 inches of snow in some places, and then this week it's been really mild and warm and everything else. So the 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 weather, especially between December and April, it changes. The seasons. It's like you're on an alien planet, if you want to put it that way. The seasons change every week. You know, one week it's nice and warm. Next week it's snow. Week after it's pouring down with rain. So this week we've been really lucky. It's been
I
nice and
heard that when you live in England, it doesn't matter where you live in England, you just walk out with an umbrella. It might be sunny and then afternoon it might rain and then it might be
yeah, that's true. Yeah, always carry something to cover your head and keep yourself dry, because you just never know.
that's what I heard.
Yeah. So yeah,
Well,
that's it.
thank you. Thank you for coming on my show.
Oh,
And
thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
of course, and thank you for following me on Instagram.
Oh, no problem. I
It's a
like what you
lot,
do.
and I would love to have you back on my show.
Definitely,
So I will
definitely.
be in touch with you, and I will have you back on anytime.
Thank you very much. I'll look forward to that.
Yes, thank you, and you have a good night in England. I'm sorry,
Yeah, it's okay. It's cool. What
different
time is it
time.
there where you are now?
It's 2:44 p.m.
That's nice. In the middle of the day. That's nice. Yeah, that's cool.
I was going to say have a good afternoon, but it's like 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah. I'll say a good afternoon to you.
Well, thank you for coming on, and I can't wait to be back.
Thank you very much. I'll
All
see
right,
you
have a
soon.
good. Yes, you too. Talk to you later.
All right, bye bye.